So you've done your quiz, you've got your basic conversions down, and you're on to density now. So what we've noticed about this, hopefully by now, is that it's a little bit limited. We've got mass, which is in grams. Whoops. We've got volume of a gas, which is in liters. We have moles, which are in, moles. And we have particles, which is just number of particles. Now, I didn't put the details in here, but you guys have got the details for how to use your molar mass from the periodic table to go back and forth between these two. How to use 22.4 liters per mole to go between these two. And then Avogadro's number of 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles per mole to go between these two. And it looks like the quizzes that I've marked are pretty successful, so we're positive on that. Now, the next part, though, is addressing the problem, because what we've got here is volume of a gas. That's it. We can't do volume if it's a liquid or a solid, but there are lots of liquids and solids. So we need to have something that we can use to go between the volume of a liquid or a solid and moles, and that is where density comes in. So we're going to draw ourselves another little circle. You can draw it in between these guys. And this one is going to be the volume of a solid or a liquid. And your book uses S and squiggly L to denote solids and liquids at the end of the symbols, so that's what I'm going to do here. Now, volume is still in liters, and density is what connects them. Oops, gotta go both ways. So density is our thing that connects those two things. And density is measured in grams per liter or grams per milliliter. It's in grams per milliliter. You just have to make sure your units agree. So if you're looking for volume and they tell you to do it in liters, you have to be careful of that. If they just ask you what's the volume, you can use milliliters or liters, whatever they give you. It's not a big deal. So we have to use our usual conversion strategy, where if I'm going from volume, from liters to grams, I'm going to have to put the grams on the top, because that's where I want to go, and I put the liters on the bottom, because that's the one I'm canceling out. So if I've got the volume and I want to go to the mass, then I'm going to multiply by grams per liter. So that would, the number is with the grams per 1 liter, right? So that's how density is expressed in grams per liter. So if you multiply a volume by grams per liter, you're going to get the grams. Makes sense? The grams are on top. But if you need to go from the mass of something to the volume of it, that's when you would want to multiply by 1 liter over the number of grams that's in that density. So we can see by following the units that we can now get a little further down the mole highway. We could go from particles all the way to the volume of a solid or a liquid now, and back again. So that's cool. Add that one to your cheat sheet and give the questions a try. I'm going to do another video on one of the examples that follows this, but for now, get your cheat sheet updated.